eating.
Oh, she's coming to dinner. Yeah, that's fine. A vegetarian? Well, I better get cracking then. And when you're buying vanilla beans, make sure they're nice and plump. I've got time while these brown to whip up a snack. I think I spotted some pancake batter in here left over from breakfast. Right on. This will make a quick snack. We all know the trouble Adam and Eve got into with this piece of fruit.
The key to this salad is to slice the vegetables as thinly as possible. And for that, I've got my fancy pants French mandolin. So what happens if you don't have a fancy mandolin like this at home? Well, you could take a knife and slice the carrot as thinly as you possibly can, or maybe your food processor comes with a slicing blade. That would work pretty well too. All right. Now all I need is a dressing for this salad. I prefer cider vinegar mainly because it's a fairly neutral vinegar. It's not a strong vinegar. I want this salad to taste fresh. I want it to taste like the vegetables, not the vinegar. Splash of oil. And some honey. You could use white sugar if you wanted to, a couple of tablespoons, but honey's got way more flavor than white sugar. Touch of salt. And I think rather than some ground pepper, I'm actually going to add a little bit of zip to this salad. Time for some hot sauce. And now all I have to do is just toss it up. This is a beautiful salad. I love it when something as simple as that is so darn tasty. When I was a kid, I loved playing around with my mom's herb collection. I tried them all out.
But most importantly, number 3, smell the wood chips.
You sexy thing, sexy thing.
One of the keys to making my zucchini is to take the battery out of the smoke detector before I start doing it. That's why I turn off the smoke detector. I almost burned the house down today sauteing that zucchini though. A toast. Here's to this year's tomato crop. Cheers.
Cheers.
In Thailand, everybody's got a lime tree growing in their backyard, and they use the leaves to aromatize the food. And best of all, these days you can find all these ingredients either in your local supermarket or at a local Asian market. Every time I come here, I feel like a kid in a candy store. Here's the deal. You help me with that shelf. I cooked you supper, but guess who gets to do the dishes?
Rachel?
Now this is a very important tool, but it's for flipping burgers, not for smashing all the flavor out of them. In other words, no matter what you do, don't press the burger. All that juice flowing out of the burger, that's flavor. It belongs in the burger. Leave it alone! So what's your favorite food, Sophia? Ooh, I think he likes the brownie. Now I wonder how that asparagus ended up in the chocolate milk. You always want to get rid of that woody core there in the center. It's pretty tough. But I don't throw it out. I snack on it. It's got tons of flavor.
I've come to realize that the vast majority of herbs taste best fresh, especially mint. There's just no other way to maximize its cool flavor.
For me, there are three basic types of apples. There are apples that are great for eating right out of your hand, apples that have a beautiful, crisp texture, that are sweet and sour, apples like the Braeburn, one of my favorites. Don't take your apples for granted like Adam and Eve did. With all this choice, find one that works for you. Of course, the only problem with all these biscuits is that they're not ready to eat now, and I'm hungry now. I know. Where's Gabe's cookie stash? These are his special treats. I got to keep them up here so he can't get to them. I don't think he'll notice if I take one. I don't think he'll notice if I take two. The macaroon. Gabe's favorite cookie and Daddy's favorite cookie. I guess these are Daddy's treats.
That's horrible!
Just the thing to make some tomato juice. I'm going to make a nice cocktail for dinner tonight. That should do it. Looks like tomato juice, doesn't it? Next step, a pillowcase. Take any pillowcase you have, clean it up good, and moisten it. Then wring it dry. And it's ready to take that tomato juice and turn it into tomato water. Here's where it gets a little tricky because you don't want the bag to touch the bowl. So hold it up above the bowl and then pour in the juice. Now, tomato juice is full of tomato pulp. That's why it's so thick when you drink it. But within that tomato juice is a clear golden liquid yearning to breathe free. You know, it's obviously going to take a little bit of time to get out of there, but when it does, it's so full of flavor. You can improvise just about anywhere you can figure in your house to hang this. That should do it. Now, whatever you do, don't squeeze the bag, because if you do, you'll squeeze tomato pulp out and the water will turn cloudy. Let time and gravity work their magic. Just look at that clear golden nectar. Oh, it tastes like a day in the garden. There's so much tomato flavor in that water right there. In fact, all of the tomato flavor is in the water. There is not a lick of tomato flavor in that bag right now. It all ends up in here. Magic stuff, really. It's going to make a great cocktail. And how do you know when it's done? It's very simple. When the bag stops dripping.
No!
So it's almost time to mix up the drinks. I see a tomato party in the very near future. I distilled this from pure, fresh, ripe tomatoes. And this I distilled from pure, fresh, ripe potatoes. That should warm things up a bit. And I'll just top that off with a splash of tomato water. Ah, now that's what I call a cocktail. Mixed in the kitchen, no less. I better top that one up, though. Oh, yeah, almost forgot. Hamburger meat. But I'm hungry for apples and pork right now. I've got time to make a snack. I think I'll whip up an apple salad. This is a Gala apple. It's the perfect apple for making salad because it's nice and crisp. It's got great texture to it. And, of course, it's got a sour and apple flavor built in, too. And here we go with another kind of pork, ham. Some green mustard. salt and pepper. Splash of olive oil. There we go. And I think some walnuts too.
You're disgusting!
And while I'm at it, some red onion. This is the perfect place for red onion. I've got the sweet, crisp apples, the sharpness of the mustard, the pungency of the onions, a little bit of bitterness in the walnuts, rich, smoky ham, salt and pepper to round everything out, olive oil for body. That's how you make a salad. Looks like I'm going to have leftover salad, too. Ooh, very nice salad. Lots of balance in there.
What I do, how I want to do it. Michael and I kind of have a little bit of a battle of who's going to be in the kitchen, and being the fact that it's not that big, we're always bumping into each other.
The house specialty is a stuffed green pepper with maple glazed carrots. Michael's family is very proud of him. He's grown to be a solid young man with lots of potential. He's keen to go to cooking school and make something of himself. He's a genuine Kids Cafe success story. I'm kidding, Mike. It's really good. It is. It's good. It really is good. It's really good. Mike's
Garbage ass cartoon. What is this? Do not watch it. Wait, oh, I totally messed that up. It's severely underrated.